Hello. I hope everyone's doing well. Let's get right into it. We are showing a Highline Wigs today. A Highline Wigs lace top in the color Dark Lexi, but it's subtle. It's a subtle Dark Lexi. So the regular Dark Lexis have a little more color in it. It's a more noticeable color job. This one is very light and subtle, but look at her in the light though. Like, this is super gorgeous. So as I said, it was a lace top, and you have the wefted back, of course. She is a size medium, and that means she fits a 21.5 to 22 inch circumference. That is actually my perfect size, or the 22 inch. So it fit nice and snug. It has the bra straps here that you can adjust, and it has clips at the temples. And I used to be more of a comb girl on the temples right here because you could slip it under the wig grip. But I actually learned to like the clips on one of my other wigs. So I actually clipped the clips onto the wig grip, and that keeps it nice and secure. And they're the Highline clips, of course. They're nice, good quality clips. This is what the front looks like. So the hairline is bleached. Can kind of pick up the hair here, and you can see that it'll probably be easier to show you on my head, but the hairline is bleached. The part line is not bleached. You could see some subtle knots, but this is the first wig ever, first lace top wig where I actually didn't mind that the knots weren't bleached. So let me get her on so I can show you what she looks like. And as it says, she's 24 inches. But I am selling this piece. I will put in the notes at the bottom, or in the copy at the bottom, or whatever we call it, if she is sold or not, the information on the bottom of this video. And I'm only selling her only because she is too short for me. If you know me, you know I love 28 inches. That is my happy place. And I tried it with the 24. And which is actually, I feel like the 24s are sometimes hard to come by too, because it's typically for most people it's a long length, but for me it just did not work out. I'm either, you gotta give me short like a 14 inch, or you gotta give me long like a 28 inch, I'm realizing. So it comes with one of these wig grips, the Highline wig grip, that has the adjustable backing instead of the Velcro, which is nice. And she's nice and secure. This helps keep your wig secure. Of course, has that lace front and middle part. And for my wigs, I do like, even with this wig, I like putting on a piece of scar tape. So this is a piece of scar tape that I was using with my other wig. I'm just going to put her here. And when it comes to scar tape, you have to find the right spot to put it in, because if it's too forward, it'll be too noticeable. If it's too much in the back, it's not concealing enough. So I'm just gonna try it there, or actually maybe a little bit more forward. And I like to cut the front of the scar tape a little jagged, so you're able to camouflage it a little better. So let's just try that at first and see how she looks. Look at what it looks like now with the scar tape in it. So it gives that flesh tone look. And you can barely see the little knots. Like I said, this is the first wig where I don't mind that the knots are not bleached, because they're so small. My hair quality feels amazing. She's super soft and silky smooth. It is usually Sharon from Highline carries the Brazilian texture. That's what this is here. And putting her on, I realized that she does not have a comb at the nape. So if I were keeping her, I would be sewing in a comb at the nape of the neck and the back, so I could tuck it underneath my wig grip to make sure she is nice and secure. But honestly, putting her on like this, because I was able to adjust the bra straps, she feels nice and secure as it is. And as you can see, the lace is not cut, which is what is there, which is why it looks like that, because she is brand new. So let's get these hairs out of the way, and I can begin to show you. So this is what she looks like. beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous. I'm kind of really liking the subtlety of this because it still matches my bio hair. I usually leave, as you can see, like this is my hair here. This is my bio hair, and I bring it out and it's able to make that nice realistic blend. And once I cut this, like, or if I were to keep this, I would cut the lace shorter all here, and then I would be able to pull all my bio hair out, all that hair that's flattened under there, and it would look seamless, a seamless transition since I'm able to blend with my hair. So it's a perfect match, which is really nice actually, and makes wig wearing a lot easier, the whole camouflaging aspect. So this is what she looks like on the side. This would be the back here. And then the other side. And she does have some light face framing layers cut into her. So she has that realisticness versus it being like all one length. Some people prefer one, some people prefer the other. Honestly, I can fuck with both. But if I was to put her up, for example, it's really nice to have these like smaller or shorter pieces to bring out in the front. But they're also long enough that if you wanted to keep it up, you totally could. And then bringing out my own bio hair would really help give that realistic look of this piece. Like I would leave some of my hair at the bottom of the nape so I can bring it up if I were to put it in a ponytail. Like, I don't think you really need to cut more baby hairs with this. Like, I think she's literally like ready to go, girl. So let me give you a little bit of a closer look. So here's where the skirt tape begins. Like I said, you have to find kind of the perfect spot. So I'm gonna try pulling her forward a tiny bit to get that blend, that transition nice. And what I do with my wigs, if for example that transition is like really noticeable, some of my wigs it's not, so it's good to go. But I have another wig that the skirt tip is a little bit more noticeable. I just kind of like play with the hairs in the front, kind of shuffling them back and forth just to give that camouflage look. But it's looking pretty good here. But yes, these are the knots. You can honestly barely see them. I put a tiny bit of powder, which is what she recommends. So for the highlines, for me, putting scar tape underneath and then a little bit of powder on top. And you can play with putting powder on the bottom too, see how that works. And that, I mean, it's pretty much good to go. And the knots are not bleached, but with these, like I said, I don't mind it. And it really helps maintain the integrity of the hair. I know there's a lot of talk about that, a lot of like uncertainty about the whole bleaching knots thing, but with this one, I guess you don't have to worry about it. But the hairline here is bleached, so that's why you don't see little black dots, because it is bleached here at the very front. And to give you an idea of what it would look like if it's not bleached, the dots weren't bleached, it'd be more like this. You'd see the little dots, the little specks. So, but obviously you don't have to worry about that. I mean, unless you were doing some like, you know, updo, you would have to consider that. But most of us are not, so you don't have to worry about it. If you were to change, I wonder if you were to change the part, I think you'd be able to change the part to other spots and you would be fine because, again, the knots are not bleached, but the knots are so tiny that you don't really notice them. So if you wanted to end up doing like a side part or something like that, it would be fine. Again, I would just recommend putting some scar tape on and you'd be good to go. The lace is incredibly transparent with my skin tone. I'm not sure if that would vary for other people, but you know, there's girls that of all skin tones that have Highline wigs for her lace top wigs, and there have been no skin tone issues that I've heard of, you know, not matching their skin tone or something like that. Super comfortable, I would say, about the cap. I don't even feel like I'm wearing a wig, and since she's shorter and she's a very realistic density, it doesn't feel heavy or like too much. So if I wanted to, I could go ahead and open up the clips and slide it into my wig grip, but it actually feels really secure as it is. I think because she's like a perfect fit, 21.5 to 22 inch is like a perfect fit for me. So I don't feel the need to clip those clips into the wig grip. But also the ear tabs, I love these type of ear tabs. They are not right down here. I find it a little difficult when wigs have wig ear tabs that are like down to here, because it is just kind of in the way, unless your bio hair color, of course, doesn't match the wig, then it kind of helps to have it lower sometimes. Or if you don't have any hair, it helps to have that ear tab lower. But since my bio hair matches perfectly, I really like that it has the ear tabs that are more like up to here, and they're bendable ear tabs I can feel, and it is really, really nice to not have them like in the way, because when they are, it's just we have glasses, and like nowadays sometimes we wear masks, and just in general more stuff around your head. So I really like that these ear tabs are very subtle, and they're kind of high, and they're very thin, so just very, very comfortable. So in terms of longevity, I can't really speak much on this piece because, like I said, I've only tried her on and I'm not keeping her because of the length. Although now looking at her now, I'm like, this looks so pretty. But I have multiple other pieces. I can't be keeping them all, unfortunately, unless it's one that I'm like, yes, like this is the right length, which this one to me is not. But anywho, I can't speak on longevity, but I have had multiple hair toppers from her for months and months, maybe like 6 months, 8 months, and then I transitioned to wigs, and that hair quality was superb. And you hear about girls that have their wigs in toppers for 2 or even 3 years. I think I've heard even up to 3.5. And if you're taking care of her, I deep condition them every 2 weeks, or every time I wash the wig, which is about every 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, maybe at most 3 weeks. I deep condition them every time. I comb her out before I put her away. I, try not to let her be in too much strenuous activities, like going to like the beach. I wear like a different wig. Working out, I wear a different wig. Things like that, that'll help preserve the, beauty of the hair. But yes, if anyone has questions, definitely let me know. I can answer them as best as I can, being someone who isn't wearing this piece long term. But she is super, super gorgeous and available for purchase as long as it does not say sold at the information below. But thanks everyone for watching. Hope you found this helpful.